Special access Need to Know Wednesday, Florida Maquis Patreon channel. If you are here, you are at the $15 a month level. This is the highest technical level of training that we do. Last night, I ran the Top Secret Tuesday meeting and made them aware of a psychological operation that was going to be run last night on YouTube, and the results have been amazing. The training opportunity here is like none other so far. If you haven't seen yesterday's video, the $10 one, the Top Secret Tuesday, stop right now, go watch that, and then go watch last night's video where the title says Florida Maquis needs your help. Then you can come back, watch this, and it'll make a lot more sense. Now, where are we going to start? This was, of course, the video. Says active PSYOP launch, and basically put the picture in there saying that we were going to crawl right inside people's brains through their eyes. And it worked like a charm. This is, and I had asked the Top Secret guys to stay off the comment section of this video so that we could watch uninterrupted the psychological operation in play. Here was the operation. Of course, we all know the issue with Molly Tibbetts, and that the person that allegedly has ended her life was an illegal alien that was working in Iowa and had been there for a very long time. Now, of course, when you think of sanctuary cities and you think of socialist states, you don't think necessarily of Iowa. But we revealed, of course, that when you look at this map that I did, almost 2 months ago, that all of these states here in red, these are all states that rely heavily on agriculture. And if you rely on agriculture in this country, you rely on government subsidies, which basically is just another word for socialism. When the government writes you a check that they take out of taxpayer money to level the playing field, that's socialism. And given that all of these states rely heavily on undocumented, underpaid workers, under-the-table workers, you have basically both things going on, sanctuary states and socialism. And that was the allegation we made. What are we going to do about the socialist sanctuary state of Iowa? Because they came out and said they're against sanctuary cities. They're just not against sanctuary counties, sanctuary migrant camps, sanctuary anything, really, other than cities. Because of the vast amount of these guys that exist all through the Dakotas, Colorado, Kansas, Wyoming, Utah, all these states right here. And it goes to this idea of feeling safe out here, too. That this originally was what this map was, that you shouldn't feel safe out here in the middle. And now this issue has proved it. That it's not a California issue. It's not a Florida issue. It's not a Texas issue. And then when we showed, of course, the vote totals, that 5 times as many people voted for the current administration in California as did in Iowa, in total people, you know, no one in this particular group that we're psyoping likes to use percentages when they talk about crime with illegals, just total crime with numbers. So we just ran that back at them. You know, they don't talk about the tiny, minuscule percentage of crimes like this that are committed by undocumented workers. They only talk about it in totals. So it's like, okay, if we're going to talk about it in total straight numbers, not percentages, then let's talk about the 5 million people that voted for, Donald Trump in California. Let's talk about the 5 million in Florida, the almost 3 million in Virginia or New York, and 2 million in Virginia, and only the less than 1 million in Iowa. So we'll compare apples to apples and oranges to oranges. But without further ado, I'll try to zoom in here so you can read. And you can read this for yourself, too. You can go right to this video and look through the comment section. And you'll see the cognitive dissonance. See here, time to drop the hammer on sanctuary cities. Like Des Moines, like Topeka, like Lincoln, Kansas City. And then, of course, I also made this allegation about the prescience of Fox News to know to start covering this 24/7 before anyone even knew she was dead or that an illegal would be involved. And, of course, people are getting that, too. But here they still want to talk about California. Here, this guy wants to talk about was this Molly's fault? And you can go down through here and you can see how they are starting to get it. Here they're talking about Springfield, Missouri. Some of these are talking a little bit about the earthquake because I led with that for the first minute or two. So you can kind of flip through that. But the people listening to this and seeing this are having one of these correlation, causation moments. And when you put it together with the map, the red, the socialism, the sanctuary cities, the pro-immigration of all of those Trump states, it makes folks think that maybe they've not seen things quite the way that they really are, without telling them that they haven't. See, this guy here, talks about how do you hire an undocumented worker legally? And if one of the big pushbacks against being safe or wanting to be out in the middle during a shit hits the fan scenario is that it's one of these places where farms are. It's where you can grow things, as if you can't grow things in California, Florida, or Texas. But if you can grow things out there, and it's farms, and farms need these undocumented workers, then what does that say? This guy's starting to get it. We are led by criminals. But of course, it's Washington, D.C.'s fault. It's not Topeka, Kansas's fault. It's not Iowa's fault. So read through here and you can start to see something. You didn't even have to tell these people that all of these Trump states were socialist. They're starting to get it. They'll eventually make the jump on their own. This guy here is talking about $10 to $20 an hour for picking oranges in Florida. And of course, that state's green. I wonder what would happen if we would make a video talking about how we should get rid of all of the undocumented, underpaid workers and make sure that all farm workers were paid the median wage in the United States. The good old average wage. Look that up and see what the median wage is in the United States and what would happen to the cost of groceries and produce in this country if we actually did that, full benefits and median wage. This is the kind of thing that gets in people's heads and it sticks with them, where they wake up in the middle of the night and they go, I never realized that. And that's PSYOP 101. You know you've won. When you do your thing, you put out the information, and it just lives with that person subconsciously for a day, a week, a month, a year. So we will leave it there. I'll let you guys do this for yourself. We have done so much training over the last 3 months. I thought it would be a good idea to actually start rolling some stuff out and letting you guys see how it works in the real world. But very much appreciate you guys, your participation. You can go back here and you can see all the states and you can jive this up with what they're saying in the comment sections of that video. So anyway, like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much. See you next time.